Of all the things I missed about this show, breaking out that counter was at the top of the list. We return to this series with Yui washing away all those nasty viruses, if only computer viruses were this easy to get rid of. And from there, she and Kokone FaceTimed each other, cooking over their magical watches, which would have been a lot more impressive if that hadn't been the norm for the past couple of years now. Anyway, they were making sandwiches, and we really got to see the social divide between the two cures. Don't you start, little Miss Fishy! Also, I must ask again, do these girls really need the Precure powers? I mean, unless you're Brock Lesnar, I don't think you should try to butcher your own meat. By the way, the writer for this episode was Junpei Yamaoka, who's best known for being the head writer of Kishu Sentai View Soldier, and that's all I really have to say about the subject. Yeah, it was just one of those Sentai I never really got around seeing, but do feel free to let me know if it was any good in the comments below. But yeah, absurdist humor like this really does feel very Sentai-ish. Too bad I can't say the same about. Well, at least they kinda made up for this with this nice subtle bit of Kokone's butler smiling, having noticed his master's more sincere smile. At school, Kokone got our picnic basket that I think got a lot bigger in between these shots. You sure you're not trying to do a mukbang video? There's a good reason I don't make YouTube be my full-time job. Anyway, Kokone continued her campaign to claim the title of Cure Money from Alice with her dessert. Yeah, let me just check the prices on melons right now, and I immediately regret that choice. Understandably, Pamu Pamu tried to follow her partner around, considering her inability to properly budget her meals. However, there wasn't much he could do to fix Kokone's still over-elevated social standing, as we got some pretty good subtle bits of her loneliness as everyone treated her like the little rich princess she was. I say pretty good because while this first one with the dismissive boys kind of worked, this one with the fangirls... Also, here's a fun writing tip. Don't follow up a narration about a character with a monologue from that same character. Anyway, the little pooch, whose motivations remain a total mystery to us, tried to follow her partner, only to duck away when she was almost spotted. Not yet. Don't worry, your time will definitely come in this one. I will admit, this did lead to a kind of fun twist where the titular monster of this episode turned out to be Pamu Pamu pulling a mimic. Meanwhile, at the lair of the bundles, we got our usual bit of secretary giving Gentle her lunch order. Hey lady, maybe you should try doing something for a change. It's been all Gentle for these first 6 episodes. So wait, Godatsu was my dad this whole time? Anyway, Gentle did at least have somewhat of a clever plan, though there were some obvious flaws with it that we'll get to. In the meantime, rumors of the teapot ghost were spreading in some kind of weird ways. I don't know, maybe this was meant to be a commentary of how frivolous rumors tend to spread, but in the end, it didn't get that much focus and was just meant to spur President Amine Kasai into action. Oh yeah, for once, the subtitles of the show were useful for introducing a character who did name herself. So much so that I question why we didn't get this for her quote-unquote first appearance in the show in the last episode. Consistency is all I ask for. Also, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with the usual plain dumb routine. This episode made it ridiculously clear that she's Gentle, to the point I don't think they even really needed to bother trying to hide it. Zenkaiser's twist villain was better hidden. Anyway, our heroines tried to do their own investigations. Good God, they're not even trying to hide the fact that this is all one big elaborate Kabuto reference. Anyway, usual song and dance with the spirit of Elda's fallen kin. Though Amane quickly discovered that she really should have looked into the student registry before enacting this plan. In fact, Yui aside, shouldn't she have been able to recognize the super rich girl that went to her school?
The answer is don't think about it.
Anyway, we got a salad spinner monster this week, and the background girls from before ended up getting involved. They tried to run away, and oh yeah, this was an Aoyama episode, wasn't it? Would you just look at that running animation? Still, at least this shot was pretty cool. Likewise, we got a good scene of Kokone rescuing the background girls. It's always nice to see our heroines being so selfless and proactive outside of the pretty dresses, even though they're already kind of OP. Also, yeah, this was meant to be the payoff to Kokune's earlier feelings of loneliness, which we'll talk more about in just a bit. The two transformed and had a not so great fight. Again, Aoyama episode, so I wasn't expecting a Sakuga fest. That said, let's not try to work realistic physics into this show.
That makes sense to me.
And after they defeated it, Pamu Pamu got a kind of dramatic apology scene that somehow was meant to tie back to the prosciutto melon. Yeah, because this was definitely a Pamu Pamu episode. Later, while looking on totally not Instagram Kirster, Kokone stumbled upon an account that coincidentally had gone to all of the food establishments over these first 6 episodes. Nah, it just kind of comes with being treated like the Yamcha of the series to the point it even extended to real life. But yeah, the episode ended with Ron having her eyes blacked out just for this one cut. Like, is this supposed to be like gentle shades? Or no, wait, it's Miku's visor. Yeah, that's it. This was a pretty okay episode to come back on. I mean, I always do have to give a little leeway to new writers for this franchise. So even though this episode did feel like it was juggling one too many plot points for a noob, I could still feel the effort Yamaoka put in. And again, it is just nice to have the series back, if only so that I could do a few more tokusatsu references. Again, even though I didn't watch Ryu Soldier, I can say some of the absurdist humor here does feel very Sentai-ish, which I always appreciate, as not only is it pretty hilarious, but also does give the characters some unique quirks that help to flesh them out in the process. In this case, we got Kokone not understanding how the common folk eat, showing that while she is clearly making an effort to open up to others, she's also not exactly helping herself by metaphorically slapping everyone with her fat stacks of cash. Hell, that even kind of crosses over into Kamen Rider and Kabuto's best boy, Tsurugi, aka proto-live-action Tamaki Suo. Thus, I wouldn't be surprised if Yamaoka just wrote in his script, Yui does the Tendo point. Stuff like that, I always find fun, so this episode did get a little more personal enjoyment out of me, at least. That said, yeah, this still did feel like a script written by a first-timer to this franchise. The main focus here seemed to be on Kokone's rich girl loneliness, even though we've already kind of done this plotline twice already. Though, even disregarding that, it didn't feel like this got quite enough focus with the Pamu Pamu and Amane subplots competing for time. Not helped by the fact that the big scene that set up this conflict had one of the worst examples of the narrator being intrusive. As a result, while this scene of Kokone rescuing her classmates was certainly a good moment for her, it also didn't feel entirely earned due to the lack of build-up. Then in general, it really did feel like this episode was just jumping from one plot point to the next. Still, the final twist that there was a payoff to Ron's very unfortunate butt monkey status was a pretty damn clever way of working her into this conflict. So overall, I am willing to give this writer time to adjust, and again, if you bribe me with tokusatsu references, well, then you're already on my good side. Well, we recently hit another milestone for this channel with a nice even 7K subscribers. As always, I really do want to thank you all for supporting this channel, and hope that I can continue to provide you with a weekly entertaining product, which we even tried to do while the show went on its little hiatus. Always be careful about what emails you open up. Here's hoping to maybe another K, who knows, maybe we've already peaked at this point. But still, until next time though, farewell for now my friends, and if you'll excuse me, I forgot to exit I. Happy Easter by the way.